This is the Nancy Stevens Lifestyle Show here on the New Horizon Radio. In association with Haversley, experts in the sale of lettings, estate agency and block management businesses. If you're thinking of selling now or in the next 5 years, get in touch. They're a friendly bunch at haversleygroup.com.
Welcome to the Nancy Stevens Lifestyle Show here on the New Horizon Radio. Well, how is this even possible? This is my 40th show. I cannot believe it. 40 shows in. I just feel so blessed to turn up at this wonderful studio every week and work with amazing people and have incredible guests. I feel so blessed. So thank you for your support, and please like or subscribe or review to my show if you've not already done so. But thank you. You've made it a wonderful success it is today. I'm very, very grateful. Coming up in today's show, my special guest is the multi-talented artist Ollie Corbett, who may be serenading me, actually. I've never been serenaded in the studio before, so that's a first. And we'll be asking the big fashion question, is animal print the new neutral? So I'm wearing animal print today for the purposes of radio. And I'll be chatting about Elizabeth Day's latest novel, which is called One of Us, and letting you know my thoughts on that. And my thoughts on a whodunit, which may have missed the mark. My ongoing obsession with Married at First Sight, absolutely obsessed, and a little bit of insight into me. So yeah, for those of you who just tuned in and haven't been around for the last 40 shows, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an insight into the world of Nancy. So pour yourself a cuppa, grab yourself a slice of toast, and stay tuned. I've been a radio presenter for about 15 years and I've worked on various local stations, but I found my happy home here at Horizon. I've been a personal stylist for about 20 years now, sort of dipped in and out, and I ran my own business for 12 years as an image consultant. And during that time, I feel like I've made such a difference to women's lives. I mean, I have done personal styling with men, but generally it's sort of helping women find themselves again, and particularly in the menopause, actually, which has been really, really difficult for me personally. But actually what I do now is inspire women who are going through a lot of changes, whether, as I say, it's menopause, they're going for a new job, they've been through a divorce, bereavement. There's so many things that can affect the way a woman feels about her body and her clothes. And your clothes really do make you feel good. If you're wearing the right clothes, I promise you it is the best thing. But it is really hard to get pushed out of your comfort zone. So that's my job, is to push you out your comfort zone and get you to try on things that you would never normally try on. I'm a dopamine dresser, which means I absolutely love colour. So the hit that you get when you wear colour is just not to be underestimated. But just because I love colour doesn't mean to say I'm going to foist you into colour, but I would gently encourage you. When I'm not hosting my award-winning radio show, I'm very busy. I wear lots of hats. I'm a theatre, cinema and book reviewer. I love all three of those things. Not quite in equal measure. I guess the thing I love the most is theatre. I love musical theatre. My dad was an actor and I grew up in the theatre. So theatre is apart from fashion, is my first love. But I do love reading, and I'm very privileged to work with Waterstones on a weekly basis and review some incredible books. Well, not always, but mostly. And I do love the cinema as well. So I do go to Cineworld occasionally as well to see some films. And there's some great films coming up. I just need to find time. I wear too many hats, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I absolutely love exercise. I wouldn't say I'm a gym bunny. I actually don't like the gym. I don't like that whole... for me, it feels like an effort. You have to go and you have to motivate yourself, and just running on a treadmill or being on a cross trainer for 10, 15 minutes, it's just boring. So I'd rather go to a class and someone tells me what to do. So even though I'm not lazy per se, I need to be told what to do. I love body pump, and particularly at my age when, brittle bones are a thing, having to do strength training is really important. So I'm just trying to find my strength again, doing body pump again, and sort of falling in love with pushing weights now as well. But I'm absolutely obsessed with yoga. I got into yoga during lockdown, and I have pretty much, bar injury and sort of life events, have done yoga every single day since the beginning of lockdown. I do yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, and she's phenomenal. If you've never tried yoga, honestly, have a look at her YouTube channel. She's the biggest YouTube yoga person in the world, and she's just really encouraging and does everything in such a gentle way that even if you're a beginner, she talks you through it. And I've learned so much. So for me, yoga is a vital part of my sort of daily routine. And I swim on Sundays. So swimming on a Sunday is really, really important to me. So I time that with a hair wash, which seems crazy, but my hair does take a long time. So an hour and a half swim and then a hair wash. That's my kind of Sunday routine, which I really, really love as well. Born in Zimbabwe, I came to the UK when I was 21, and I brought with me a treasure trove of crazy stories, which you'll have to go back to my earlier shows and have a listen to. Life growing up in the bush, going to boarding school at 10, and snakes in my house. And there are so many more crazy stories, and I promise I haven't made any of them up. Body image, I think, is something that I've sort of alluded to earlier with menopause. I've struggled with body image for a lot of my adult life, probably actually since I was about 18, when my father told me that I was fat, and I had a boyfriend who told me I was fat. And that was really, really hard, because that spiraled as sort of a whole decades and decades of me not feeling very good about myself. And but I would say in the last year, I feel like I've finally found me, and I'm really genuinely comfortable with myself now as well. But the most important thing in my life is my boys. I have two incredible boys, Henry and Benji, of whom I'm so proud. Henry is a videographer. He runs his own business, HS Productions, super, super proud. And Benji is a performer, and he just appeared on Britain's Got Talent. So watch the space. I got 4 yeses last week. So wait till the spring to see whether they get through. It's a precarious profession, but this is the life he's chosen, and I'm super, super proud of them both. And I'm a cat mum as well, and I know it's a phrase that I absolutely hate, but I'm absolutely obsessed with my cat Honey, and she's helped. Having animals has been so cathartic, and over the last year when I've been through a lot, she has just been there, my constant companion at my side. So that's a little bit about me. As I say, wear of many hats. I hope that's given you a little bit of insight into me. As I say, every week I talk fashion, theatre, beauty, wellness, and I hope that you'll get to know a little bit more about me as the weeks go on. But stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about my guilty pleasure, which is Married at First Sight. I admit it, I'm absolutely obsessed with maths, as it's commonly known as. I did not want to watch the show. It's one of the shows everybody's talking about it. And last week I talked about Celebrity Traders, which is genius as well. But it's only on twice a week, so it's quite frustrating, actually. And Strictly was okay last week, so I'm not going to talk about Strictly. It didn't sort of float my boat, actually. But Married at First Sight, I'm absolutely obsessed. It really is my guilty pleasure. It's kind of part social experiment, sort of part soap opera, and it's entirely addictive. The concept still fascinates me. Strangers walking down the aisle to meet and marry someone they've never met before. So it's a great social experiment, a really, really fascinating sort of insight into psychology and the way that we react, or the way that we think we're going to react when we meet someone who's a complete stranger, and then you're going to marry them. So the experts allegedly put people together, and they take lots of things into account. Obviously, looks seem to be a very important part of it. Family values, lifestyle. So lots and lots of factors are taken into account. But the marriage bit is not the difficult bit. The wedding bit, as we all know in life, is not the difficult bit. It's the aftermath that can be the car crash. So generally speaking, they'll walk down the aisle, and 99% of the time they're pleased with who they see. Sometimes they're not, and that's always a bit of an orcs moment when you think, oh gosh. In the case of Sarah and Dean, who are now no longer on the show, Dean was not Sarah's type physically, and she kept saying that he was big. Well, she didn't say that, but he kept saying, would you go out with someone who's as big as me, or have you been out with someone as big as me before? And she was like, oh no, but you got a lovely personality. And it was just, this went on for too long, and she clearly wasn't physically attracted to him. So if you're not physically attracted to someone from the get-go, it's very hard to kind of make that happen. Really, really hard to kind of work on that. I think you've got to have that attraction. Having said that, there are couples like April and Joe who've just been besotted with each other from the get-go, but then there's been no emotional connection because physically they're very attracted to each other, but he's not got enough depth for her. So intellectually, that I don't think that's going to work. So obviously that's really, really important as well. The commitment ceremonies are just genius. So they basically have to sit on a couch and they have to talk to camera and talk to the experts about how they feel about each other. And again, there's not always a lot of honesty, and the experts will probe them and sort of say, so are you attracted to so-and-so, whatever. And gosh, some of them are like politicians. They just do not answer the question. The current juicy one, which obviously might have changed by the time my show airs, is Julia, Ruth and Devani. She is not attracted to him at all, and but they are having intimacy, shall we say, but she's lied about it on camera, and everybody else is having to be very open about the fact that they are being intimate with one another, but she said no, that they're not, but then now they found out that they are, and that she is saying that he's too short and she's not attracted to him, and saying this to everybody else, but they're not to him. So it's all very juicy and very sort of backstabby, and makes for really, really great television. But also behind all the chaos, there's sort of moments of sort of vulnerability and connection, and that's what it sort of keeps it from being sort of pure fluff. Actually, I'm absolutely hooked. Honestly, judge me if you will, but Married at First Sight is incredible. Some of the characters, though, I do wonder if I'm pretty sure a lot of them are on there because they want their 5 minutes of fame. There's a lot of plastic fantastic going on, and it is really lovely to see people on there who haven't had a shed load of work done. And these are bear in mind, quite a lot of these people are quite young, and again, some of the girls have done some really bad things to their faces, and I think, oh, just leave alone, because you're actually really gorgeous. You don't need to do that. And yeah, it's interesting to know whether the men would find them as attractive had they not had all that work done. And bear in mind, these women are only in their early 30s, and it just saddens me that they feel that they have to do that. But, maybe it is for their 5 minutes of fame. But I think a lot of people genuinely are there for the right reasons. And I love David and Kia. They gay couple, they are so in love with each other. It's worked really, really well, and there's a couple of new couples who've worked beautifully, but it is absolutely incredible television. If you've got nothing else to do, great. But if you've got a busy life, I would recommend not starting it, because it's really interfered with my social life, because I'm like, I've got to watch maths today. But it is my guilty pleasure. It's quite nice to do that occasionally. Anyway, coming up, we've got Death on the Nile. Stunning costumes, beautiful staging, but did it quite hit the mark? I have to be honest, it didn't quite deliver the suspense and sparkle that I was hoping for. At times, the production felt a little bit am-dram, and I found that quite uncomfortable. And even the chap playing Hercule Poirot fluffed his lines in the first couple of minutes of the show, and that always sets me on edge. And I thought, is that part of it? Is he just pretending to, just to sort of being, obviously this allegedly bumbling detective, or was this a genuine error? And it happened a few times, and that just made me really uncomfortable. And after that, I was sort of looking for it. That said, the costumes were extremely gorgeous. All the glamour of 1930s brought beautifully to life. And Glynis Barber was an absolute joy to watch, bringing real class and presence to the stage. But it felt different to a production I'd seen before. There was a scene in it where one of the protagonists gets put in a sarcophagus thing, and I don't remember that from before. So that for me felt like that was the different thing from when I'd seen it before. But it just felt a bit slow and sluggish. And if I'm honest, I wasn't feeling particularly well that night. So that probably wasn't a fair sort of judgment, really. But I just wasn't feeling it. And I love Agatha Christie. I read all her books when I was little. Every single book I've read, and I love this production normally, but if I'm honest, I really prefer the old school film, sort of Death on the Nile. But yeah, it was pleasant enough, but it missed that sort of sharp edge and sort of intrigue that make Christie's mysteries so compelling. So not as gripping as it could have been. But coming up, Elizabeth Day is back with her latest novel, One of Us, a gripping tale of secrets, privilege and deceit. And talking about Elizabeth Day, this novel, I didn't really know that she was... I've seen her podcast. She's an excellent podcaster, and I'm always looking at female podcasters for inspiration. She's brilliant. She's so natural and chatty, and her shows are so informative, but she writes a cracking novel as well. One of Us is absolutely fantastic. This is the premise. In this compulsive story of betrayal, old bonds and buried scandals, one British establishment family comes face to face with the consequences of privilege and the true cost of power. Martin and Ben were friends for decades. Best friends, Martin would have said, before the terrible events at Ben's 40th birthday party tore them apart. So when Martin receives a surprise invitation even back into the inner sanctum of the dazzling Fitzmaurice family after 7 years of silence, he can't resist the chance to get his revenge. Ben has risen through the ranks of power and is now touted as the next Prime Minister, but Martin can't help but notice certain flies in the ointment. Ben's wife Serena, for instance, whose privileged existence is beginning to feel like a gilded cage, or their daughter Cosima, an environmental activist, is fighting against everything parents once stood for. Or the disgraced MP Richard Tate, determined to make his big comeback. And then there's Fliss, the Fitzmaurice black sheep, whose untimely death sparks more suspicion than closure. Through the entwined family stories, we see a family and a nation unravelling under the weight of its secrets. With everyone watching, the stage is set for a reckoning. It's time for Martin and Ben to confront what love truly means when everything, family, power and loyalty, is on the line. It's such an interesting book, actually, and I was really, really gripped. She has such an ability to sort of talk about how the kind of the class structure works in this country, which is alive and well and kicking. The social satire cut sharp in sort of, and she kind of skewers the elite and the sort of people sort of wanting to be prime minister and that whole kind of ego trip that they're on. But the intersection of sort of loyalty, guilt and ambition is there, underpinned all the time. It's not perfect. Sometimes the plot felt sort of a bit overstuffed, sort of teetering into melodrama, but overall I absolutely loved it. It was a page turner. I read it in about 3 days, and it's definitely worth watching. I'm definitely worth reading, and I'm definitely going to read some more of Elizabeth Day's novels after this. But One of Us is available at Waterstones, Milton Keynes. And coming up, Lebra. That's a new word. I've just coined a new phrase. Lebra. Is that between lebra and zebra? Leopard, zebra and snake. They're everywhere. Has animal print made a comeback? Is animal print the new neutral? Well, let's talk fashion. Animal print once was very much maligned and seen as quite tacky and a bit barmaidy. And if I'm honest, 8-9 years ago, I probably would have thought the same. I was not a fan. In fact, 10 years ago, I would never, ever, ever have worn animal print. I really, really was a bit scathing about it. I always, as I say, thought it was a bit sort of barmaidy and didn't have a very good image, I suppose. But that's really unfair to barmaids anyway, because, I'm sure most barmaids are lovely, but it had that connotation. And I suppose the snob in me thought that it wasn't a particularly classy thing to wear. Having said that, it is huge. It is never going to go away, and it's a great neutral. So before I forget, I just wanted to show, for the purposes of radio, I'm wearing an animal print dress today, obviously, but I just wanted to show how amazing animal print can look. It is a proper neutral. So I'm just going to pop my lime coat. For the purpose of radio, I've got my lime coat over my dress, and it goes really, really well. The great thing with animal print, as I say, it is the new neutral, and you can wear it from leopard to zebra, snake to cheetah. Animal print has kind of quietly evolved into the new neutral, and I am absolutely here for it. What I'm wearing today is a Sister Jane dress with a big old puffy sleeve, and I absolutely love this dress. It's feeling a bit dynasty, but in a very classy way. But animal print works really, really well, as I said earlier, because it goes with everything. I'd always wear a red lip with it. As I say, it looks great with lime, but red. It looks great with black. I personally would always lift it with colour, but the trick is how you wear it. And if you are a little bit scared of it, because it can be a little bit intimidating, and I do have a lot of my customers go, I do not like animal print. I say, just try it. You just don't know until you try it. Please don't judge it. And 99.9% of my customers, when they try it, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I feel really good. And I think it's the way, clothes, I guess it depends what it is, but generally speaking, I'll put them in something that they love. But if you are a little bit animal print phobic, as I say, try a one statement piece like a coat or a shoe or a bag, which can, as I say, can lift an entire outfit. Designers keep bringing back time after time, season after season, and it's not hard to see why. It's timeless, versatile, and unapologetically chic, I think. So yes, I'm calling it animal print is the new neutral. A little wild, always stylish, and guaranteed to make you feel fabulous. And I would say wear it loud and wear it proud. Stay tuned. I've got singing sensation Ollie Corbett coming up on my show. Ollie is originally from Stoke-on-Trent, but began his performing journey in musical theatre at the Jill Clews Academy for Theatre Arts, and soon after moved to London to study even at Arts Ed, where he graduated with a degree in musical theatre. But you, like me, wear many, many hats. How on earth do you find that work-life balance?
That is something that I've not mastered yet. So the work-life balance. So I went freelance this year in February. So to do singing and to do marketing on alongside it. I'm still struggling with the work-life balance. I think because it's your baby and it's your business, you can't shut off. You're always switched on, and especially in the world of social media and marketing, you're on there for enjoyment, but you're also on there for work as well. And that looks good. So. Yes, I do try and take time for myself. I went to Italy in August for a little break, a solo trip. But I did do a half marathon whilst I was there, so that was like, it's one of those things. I was like, I can take a break, but I also want to do a little bit of a activity as well.
That's not really a break, though. A half marathon on a holiday. Most people don't do that. They just take a couple of books and lie in a sun lounger for a week. Not you.
Yeah, I struggle. I used to be able to do that. I used to be able to lie on the sun lounger for days on end, but now, no. I have to be doing something.
I get that. I get that whole kind of that drive, that whole kind of needing to just not necessarily prove yourself, but when you work for yourself, it's a lot, and nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to bring those opportunities to you. So you have to be out doing them all the time. But again, it's trying to get that balance, and I think that will come. I think, as you say, early days with freelance. But I guess for you, the physical outlet is really helpful, because for me, as I said earlier, for me, exercise is really important to me. And I have to start my day with yoga, and that sets me up for the day. If I don't do it, I'm kind of out of sorts. But for you, obviously, running is a great release, is it?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I only started running not long ago, about probably 2 years ago. And I started park run at Willen Lake. So that was the first thing I did. And I was like, oh, I quite like this. It's good. And then I promised myself that when I was 30... which I turned 30 in December last year. I promised myself when I was 30 I would do the London Marathon, and I turned 30 and I didn't have a place. But then in February this year I got an email from Teenage Cancer Trust saying, we've got a place, do you want it? So I was like, yeah, I've got to do it.
Incredible.
So 12 weeks of a lot of training. It was hard work, but it was worth it in the end.
So you've done it?
Done it, yeah. I'm doing it again next year.
Oh my gosh, okay, so glutton for punishment.
Yeah, doing it again, this time for Mind Charity, so yeah.
So how was it? I mean, was it everything you expected, or worse, or better, or just on another level?
Yeah, so it was brilliant. Like, the day itself was one I'll never forget. I think when you get to a certain point, I think it was around 18 miles that I really flagged, and I was like, I can't go any further. I can't do this. And I swore to myself I'd never do it again. But here we are. I'm doing it again next year. Funnily
enough, everybody says that they hit that wall at about sort of 17, 18 miles. And my brother's done it a few times. And again, you just get there and you think, I can't. But then you've gone that far. You just think, okay, well, it's another, however many miles. I'm just going to do it, because why would you give up at that point? But everybody I know who's done it once does it at least three or four times.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's about the crowd more than anything. They carry you through it more than anything, because they just are willing you on. You've got your name written on your shirt.
So they're shouting.
And they're shouting your name, like, Ollie, go on, Ollie. And I don't even know these people. But it was very emotional. I was in tears crossing the line, but...
broken.
Yeah, I was broken. And they make you walk from the finish line to get your bags and stuff. They make you walk right to the end. Do you know Buckingham Palace is? Right to the end of that.
Yeah, that's a long old walk.
I was like, they could have brought it forward a little bit.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
No, it was great. Good fun.
Were you happy with your time?
It wasn't about a time.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it in 5 hours. I did it in 5.5, but I'm going to blame the sun, because it was very hot. Not because I didn't have enough training, but because of the sun.
Fair enough. And coming up, we're going to talk a little bit about the decision to go freelance, because that was a big step, wasn't it?
Yeah, huge.
Tell us where it all began, because I was fluffing your bio. So I'll let you do the bio.
Where it all began. So I left school after my GCSEs. I didn't do A-levels because I had a rough time at school, so I thought, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go and work with my dad. He had a car garage, so I went to work with him, and during that time I just started to sing whilst working for him.
Did you always know you could sing?
No, I didn't know I could sing until I'd always been involved in sort of a choir here and there, or like an art show or a talent show. I used to do like a Michael Jackson impression in a talent show, which won me many talent shows, but I won't do it here.
This I have to see.
No, we're not doing that today.
Now you've said it, I have to see it.
I'm not doing that. And then I went to work for my dad, and then I did a BTEC in musical theatre at the Jill Clues Academy for Theatre Arts, and that transformed my life. That place, it's like a second home. So it was where I found like my confidence, my community, my people, and what I was going to do in life. Then I was there for 3 years. Then I got a place at Arts Ed in London, which is a drama school. And then I graduated from there with a musical theatre degree and went on to be in Cats. I did Peter Pan at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre, which was my first job, which was amazing.
That's a nice first job.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
It was straight out of drama school. It was one of those things. I was like, Have you been to Regent's Park?
Yes,
It's
actually,
amazing.
funny story with Regent's Park. Actually, many years ago when I worked in the corporate sector, I used to host corporate events, and Regent's Theatre, the open air theatre, was one of the gigs that I used to organise. So yeah,
it's great. It's
fabulous.
Great. It's such a lovely venue. And then I also danced behind the Pet Shop Boys at the Royal Opera House, which was great.
Love the Pet Shop Boys.
Although you can't tell it's me because I had this massive inflatable suit on with a green mask on, like a big P. But,
that's a shame.
Yeah.
But you still, that's your
It's great. It's on the DVD, I think, so I'll point it out if I get it.
I love the Pet Shop Boys. I mean, their music really has stood the test of time.
Yeah,
it really
great.
has.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been
it.
around since I was a teenager, and they're still going strong.
Yeah, I mean, it was full when we did it. It was only like 4 years ago, and it was absolutely packed. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then fast forward. I mean, now you've done so much in that time. I mean, great first shows to do as well. It's a precarious profession, isn't it? As you know, we've discussed off air many times. So just for a bit of context, Ollie works with Arts One, and Benji, my youngest, went to Arts One. So that's kind of how we know each other. But it is a profession where you have great periods of unemployment, or waiting for your agent to call, or waiting to hear back from a job, and it's hard. I mean, how do you deal with that rejection? Because does it ever get easier?
I don't think it does. I think especially when you're even at when you graduate at 2021, you're still kind of young, and you're not used to that sort of outdoor. I mean, I take rejection personally, whatever it is. I shouldn't do really, but I do. And I think it's a difference about taking criticism personally, but not taking it personally, but taking it seriously. And I think that's the difference when you graduate. You see all these people going and getting jobs straight away, and if you're not in that sort of 1% or whatever, then you do take it seriously, and you do take it as a knockback, and you go, oh, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? What can I do differently? When actually, if you just sit back and just go, okay, life's life, and you just got to get on with it, I think it's a lot easier to cope with. I personally, I did love acting. It's not what I want to do. Some people love being somebody else. I don't. I prefer to be myself, at all times, which is why I do what I do now, because I get to sing, which I love to do, but also I get to be myself. I don't have to try and be somebody else.
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, not that I'm putting myself in the same category as you, but I've talked often that I find when I did tread the boards, I find it really, really stressful acting, learning lines. I don't like not being me. So I'm much more comfortable behind the mic, just being Nancy Stevens.
Yeah.
So, and I get it, although singing, it for me is utterly terrifying, because it's the one discipline you cannot get wrong. If you hit a bum note, as you know, there's no hiding. Whereas within dance or acting, you can style it out. So I mean, nerves, do you get
still get nerves. I've never had stage fright. I've get nerves still, really bad nerves. Auditioning for me was the worst thing, because my legs would go. And I just wouldn't be able to compose myself in that moment. No matter how much meditation I did before, how much breathing exercises, I just could not compose myself in that moment. But I think it's because I was trying to fit into this sort of the character's role, and I didn't want to do that. And it's like, I don't know how that sounds, but I just wanted to be myself at all times. But yeah, I still get nervous now going on stage. Once I'm there, it's fine. Like, especially when I'm with the Jack Pack and stuff. There's 4 of us on stage, and we just have a laugh together. To be honest, it's not this big serious show. It's really good fun. Yeah, I love it.
That's incredible. But yeah, I'd be interested to know how you conquer the nerves. So because I mean, that's one of the reasons why I won't tread the boards anymore, because I can't deal with the stage fright, the nerves, the backstage retching, the wobbly knees, the voice that goes. I just can't, so I'm in awe of people who perform. So we'll talk a little bit more about Jack Pack coming up. You've got this new gig, which is so exciting. Tell me a little bit about it.
So yeah, it is with a group called Jack Pack. They were seen on Britain's Got Talent, I think it was 2014. So I joined them last year. I got a message from them saying, we've got a gig in Dubai, do you want to chat about it? So I had a chat about it, and it's great. I absolutely love it. It's given me so many opportunities. I think I've been to more countries this year than I've ever been in my life, which is good. And basically it's I want to say a modern twist on the older music, like Rat Pack and Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. It's all kind of 4-part harmony. It's brilliant, and we have such a laugh on stage. And like I say, we go on cruises. Next week I'm going to New York, and then the week after Cape Town, and I get to see these places, and it's amazing whilst having doing what I love, which is singing.
I mean, this literally must be a dream come true for you.
It is. When I first started doing this jazz and swing singing about 2 years ago, I remember seeing Jack Pack's Instagram and seeing that. I was going, oh, I would love to be in that group. Would love that. Perhaps I manifested it. I don't know. But fast forward a year, and then I got this message, and I was like, yeah, great, count me in, and not looked back since.
It's incredible, and I did do some research and saw, obviously they were on Britain's Got Talent in 2014, and Britain's Got Talent is such a great platform, isn't it? You know, love it or hate it, it is a great platform for lots of performers. And Benji actually went on last week with his group called the Playground Boys, a dance ensemble put together by Kenny Warmold. He's the most incredible photographer, world renowned, worked with Britney and Michael Jackson. I mean, the big names in dance. And so for him, it was a real pinch me moment being on that stage, or meeting Ant and Dec, but as a little boy wanting to perform, BGT was always the goal. And it is a great platform, and it can work really, really well if you utilize it properly. So obviously it's worked really well for Jack Pack, and you're having the time of your life.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Pack, I think when they got to the final of Britain's Got Talent, and then after the final they got signed to Psycho, which is Simon Cowell's label, which is great, and they've got an album out, you can listen to it and stuff. But yeah, it's really sort of promoted their name really well, and the lineup's changed since the Britain's Got Talent days, but the material and the brand itself is still exactly the same, the music's still the same, so it's great fun. It's
incredible. And stay tuned, because nearer the end of the show, Ollie's going to treat us to a bit of a cappella singing, which I'm very excited about.
Me too.
Have you decided what you're going to sing yet?
Yes, I'm going to do Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, yeah, classic Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Amazing. That whole being on a ship and singing, for your supper, that must be phenomenal. I mean, as you say, you're going to these incredible countries that in a million years you would never have dreamed of going to, and you're getting paid to sing.
Yeah.
I guess you're meeting some fascinating people along the way as well.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. And there's always somebody from your hometown there as well. I was
from
on a
Stoke,
ship. Yeah.
Really?
I was on a ship in Seattle 4 weeks ago, and we did the show, and then a couple found us afterwards, and they said, oh, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Stoke-on-Trent. And they went, oh my gosh, mate, us too. And funnily enough, so we had a chat, and I told them where my dad was based in Stoke, because he's got a garage. And a few weeks later, they went into his garage, the founder's garage, went in and said, we've just been on a cruise ship with your son. Just want to say he's amazing. The Jack Pack was brilliant, and I had such a good time. So for that, I just love that sort of full circle thing,
connectivity.
And, it's amazing. And the people that we meet on these ships are amazing, and the crew on there, and the cast of some of these shows. Like, we saw a show a couple of weeks ago. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen, and it's on this ship in the middle of the water. I'm like, how is this happening? But yeah, it's great fun. I love it. I love going on the ships. Yeah.
The thing is, it's not an easy job to do. I mean, getting a gig as a performer on a cruise ship is not easy. Technically, certainly for dancers, you have to be the best in the world, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. And these people are away for like 9 months each time. I feel lucky because we're what we call guest entertainment. So we come on at a port, and we get on, and then we do the show, and then we get off about 5 days later. So we don't have these long contracts like they do. So they're on there for 9 months or so. So they must miss like their family and their friends and stuff back at home. But yeah, the standard of the singing and the dancing is just out of this world on some of the ships.
Oh, it's incredible. And we're going to talk now about our mutual love of Arts One.
Yep.
That's kind of, as I say, our kind of connection. Isn't it just the most incredible performing arts facility ever? And I've had James on, and he always makes me cry, because he is the most beautiful human being I've ever met.
Yeah,
as is Rebecca as well.
Yeah.
It's just the most pastorally caring, professional, amazing environment, isn't it?
It is, and I think, yeah, it's just, there's something special about Arts One, and if I could put it in a bottle and take it everywhere with me, I would. But I can't even tell you what it is. But it's just the energy, and when you walk into a place and you feel that sort of feeling of, I don't know what it is. It's family, it's community, it's care, like you say, and it's just these things that all together make the perfect recipe for success, I think. And not just creating performers, but just good humans. And like I say, James and Rebecca, just they are good humans themselves. So the care they put into the school, it's always student first, and I don't think you get that at every drama school.
You really don't.
But, yeah, and I've seen it in some, but yeah, Arts One is, if I had my time again, I'd be going there for sixth form. I'd be going there for my degree, because I just think it's not just the care, like the actual skills that they teach them, the people they get in are just second to none. And I think we're going to see Arts One at the top of the tree soon. Yeah.
Absolutely, and they absolutely deserve to be there, and they change. And I've been very vocal about the fact that they changed Benji's life. Benji was in a very bad place. He was at a dance school that actually didn't really care about his well-being at all. Where boy dancers weren't valued, and James kind of swooped in and gave him a scholarship, and it changed his life. And they prepare you for audition so beautifully, and every single audition Benj went for, he got. And then, he chose Addict. And at the time I was like, why are you choosing Addict? I've never heard of Addict. What are you doing? And he's like, Mum, I know what I'm doing. And I remember messaging James privately going, I'm so worried. Benj has chosen Addict. I've never heard it. Why is he not going to Erdang? Why is he not going to Atelier Conti? Why is he not going to Arts Edge? I know what I'm talking about. I was not a stage mum at all, but I was very concerned. And James said he knows what he's doing, and he absolutely does. And again, Arts One had given him that confidence to make the right decision to go to Addict. And then Benj was very lucky, got Mamma Mia sort of coming, before he'd even graduated, which is practically unheard of.
Yeah, and Arts One gives you that gives students the agency and autonomy to sort of make these decisions as not fully grown adults, but sort of adults that make wise decisions. Because, like you say, James is. Arts One is not one of those schools that will tell people off. It will give them the responsibility, the accountability to make their own decisions. And if they do make a wrong decision, well, then they'll learn from it. It was not down to us as faculty at Arts One to be like, you must do this, you must do that. And I think that's important, and especially in today's day and age, to empower people, to empower young people to make decisions. And that's how they learn at the end of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then obviously that was a very safe gig for you. You took the giant leap of faith to go freelance. That must have been a quite big decision for you.
It was, and it was one I felt like I felt like my life works in chapters, and I knew I was turning 30, so I said I need to sort of, this next chapter is going to be a risky one, and I want to take a risk. So I handed my notice in and started my own marketing agency called New Tide, which is in Milton Keynes, and I still work with Arts One, so I'm still there, a lot of the time anyway, because I love them there. But I work with and a few other clients in Milton Keynes as well, and I love it, and I think it's opened up so many opportunities to me. It's not come without its like challenges, stress, challenges, sleepless nights of like, what am I doing? But no, it's all worked out. I love it. Yeah.
And you've got some great clients. And you've got Adam, lovely Adam, who's the purest soul ever, from Adam Floating Homes. I mean, you've obviously done something right, because his socials have gone mental. So you're obviously doing something amazing. I
would love to take credit for Adam's 500,000 followers, but I probably can't. So I help film some of Adam's content, and he's quickly become my best friend, really. I think I just saw a random Facebook post from him one day, and it just said, looking for a videographer to help me create some content and kind of bounce ideas off. And I screenshotted it. I went back to it that night and thought I'll just send him a message. And we had a chat on the phone, and all our views aligned in terms of like where we see life. And he's he's an inspiration to me. He's definitely come at the right moment for me. I think during this whole period of change, I think Adam's has been that voice of reason for me, but also the voice that tells me to get a grip and grow up sometimes if I need to, because I do need that. He's great to work with, and he's always around here. He's docked around here, I think. Yeah,
he is, absolutely. And then obviously Canal Street, but we'll talk about that, because that's your other, we're going back to the way we were singing solo as well. So we talk about Canal Street and what an amazing place that is too. And we are talking, Ollie, about the fact that you've got lots of events coming up. We're going to the festive season. Yes. The C word is it's Christmas. I mean,
it's out there.
It's out there, whether we like it or not. I mean, there's been Christmas trees in John Lewis for at least 4 to 6 weeks. We've got Christmas carols. It's just it's too much. But anyway, for you as an artist, this is great though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the busiest time of my year, because I think a lot of what I sing is Michael Bublé, and when he he's defrosted, I defrost as well. So I come out and sing some of his songs. But it's a busy period. Yeah, really busy. So you
got 2 big gigs coming up though. You got Canal Street and the Christmas Lights.
Yes, so Canal Street is on the 18th of December. So they do cocktail night on a Thursday evening, and it's a lovely way of just because it's obviously open in the daytime as well. But when they do their cocktail evening, it's lovely. And I'm singing there. I've sang there about 3 times now.
And it looks lovely. I definitely want to come along because Benji's a food supervisor there, so I'm in there way more than I ought to be. And Tracy came on my show a couple of weeks ago with the most incredible cakes and macaroons that I've ever tasted in my life. It is just so lovely to see an independent business flourishing in Milton Keynes like that, and a great platform for you as well.
Yeah, it's great. It's lovely, and I think the people there are really, really nice. More than anything, I think independents around here, I always find are run by just such lovely people. I do work with quite a lot of independents, both singing and marketing, and everyone's so passionate about the area as well. Milton Keynes has got such a good community in terms of supporting each other, which I love, which you can't buy.
Absolutely. And Christmas lights, that's exciting. So what date is that again? So
Christmas light switch on, it's on the 22nd of November from 4 p.m. It's at the Point Car Park. So this is our second year doing it. It's run by My Milton Keynes, which is the local bid, and I actually work for them, so they're a client of mine as well for marketing. But yeah, it's great. Last year I think we had almost 8,000 people turn up.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. I'm singing. There's Dave Allen, who's a magician, comedian. He's going to be there. Milton Keynes Rock Choir. There's loads of people that are going to come along, and that's not the full lineup yet. So yeah, it's good fun. And it's free.
Exactly, and it's not many things that not many events that we that are free now, and it's lovely. And as you said, such a community event, and signaling that Christmas is well and truly on its way. And the whole Michael Bublé thing, I mean, that must be fun for you.
It is fun, yeah. I mean, I only sing that sort of stuff at Christmas because I try, and what I don't want to do is be a Michael Bublé tribute, for example, but I can't help but sing that at Christmas. It makes me feel Christmassy. But what I want to do this year is get more like original arrangements for Christmas songs. I'm gonna do a new one at the Christmas light switch on as well, which will be Fairy Tale in New York, which will be fun.
Oh, love
a swing version of that.
Oh, okay, that'll
so
be
it'll
amazing.
Be a bit different, yeah.
Oh, that'll make me cry. I mean, it's such a beautiful song anyway, but
yeah.
I'd love to hear your rendition of it. That sounds incredible. So busy time for you, and then you're off cruising again. So
so I've got a cruise in the middle of December. Like I say, going to New York next week. Week after it's Cape Town. Then I'm back for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to, I think the last one I'm doing this year is Barcelona, back to Southampton, and then I'm singing in Dubai for New Year's Eve again.
Wow, that's just incredible. A dream come true.
It's great, yeah. My passport's got so many stamps on.
Oh.
Never had so many stamps on a passport.
So this is the bit we've all been waiting for. So Ollie is going to sing for us, and this is a first on Horizon.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, no pressure. Now I'm nervous. Gotta be good now.
So fill your boots, Ollie.
Cool. Okay, this is Fly Me to the Moon. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, oh baby, kiss me. I fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. Oh, you are all I long for, all I worship and I adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Oh, that was amazing.
Thanks.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Oh, gone goosebumpy. That's for me, it's a sign of someone who can really sing beautifully, is that you get the goosebumps. So yeah, that was lovely. So a first here on Horizon. So thank you, Ollie. That was amazing. How can people contact you on your socials?
So my socials are Ollie Corbett, so with the O-L-L-I-E, not a Y, C-O-R-B-E-T-T. So yeah, that's on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok, my is Ollie Corbett, but with 3 T's because the other one was taken. I know.
Mean.
Fuming.
It's fuming, I know.
Yeah, so that's my socials and stuff like that, yeah.
And to reiterate the dates that you're performing.
The Christmas light switch on, which is going to be brilliant. It's the 22nd of November, and it's at the Point Car Park. And then Canal Street Coffee is the 18th of December.
Fantastic. Ollie, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm smiling from ear to ear.
Thanks for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I wish you well, but it doesn't sound like you need it because you've got such exciting things happening.
Thanks very much.
And we're going off to have a coffee to talk about exciting things for the future for me as well. So
yes, indeed.
Pick your brains. Thank you so much for listening to the Nancy Stevens Lifestyle Show. As always, an absolute joy, a privilege and a pleasure that you tune in every week. Honestly, it means so much to me. My 40th show. how on earth has this happened? So I have to pinch myself every week. Please like, subscribe, or share. And next week I've got Violetta and Sarah from Corzone Wood Jewelry, who I went to do the most incredible jewelry workshop a couple of weeks ago, and I'm delighted to have them on my show. So stay tuned. This is the Nancy Stevens Lifestyle Show, and have an amazing week.